And we're glad you're joining us today to talk about our stitching and other stuff. Take 3. We just having a hard time getting started this morning. We're glad you're joining us today here towards the end of August. We had a really fun Zoom meetup yesterday. So if you joined us for that, we had a really nice time and hope you did too. Thanks for coming along with us and stitching.
See some pretty things and catch up where people are.
Gail from Gail's Golden Needle taught us how she does her
Dyeing.
fabric dyeing, which was helpful because she gets beautiful modeled kind of dye fabric on her fabrics, and I never get mine quite as modeled, but I'm not doing it the same way she is.
And you know what else? You know, they talk about, a lot of people talk about how different fabrics take dye differently, and she dyes a lot of Ada, and I wonder if the Ada takes the dye because her fabric just looks, that piece of her murky, whatever she was trying to replicate, was gorgeous. Yeah,
it was beautiful.
I'm like, sell that to me, Gail.
I know. So if you haven't gone to follow Gail at Gail's Golden Needle, you can go follow her YouTube channel and see all of the dyed fabrics that she does for herself.
She's such a beautiful stitcher. Like her pieces just look very, I don't know, maybe it's her lighting, but every time she shows something, it's like it just pops on her fabric. You know what I'm saying? Like those Into the Woods ones that she's doing.
Yeah.
They're just so perfect on her fabric choices and they just pop.
Yeah, I know. Really pretty and inspiring.
Yeah, they're gorgeous.
So if you're watching, Gail, thanks for giving us your tutorial.
Yeah, I haven't done it yet because I don't know what I've been doing. I've been spinning my wheels.
Just not.
You know how you start a project and you start to clean out an area and then you end up having to, you're not going to get rid of everything, but at least go into a different spot. So like, I just have a bunch of those kind of projects, but nothing's really done. Like nothing's really, oh, this is a really cleaned up area.
Yeah.
So much stuff.
We're kind of living in like what feels like a pit right now. I'm having a hard time keeping up on housework, I think. Just with school planning and working and
I thought I had all weekend to do my AB Single board. If you're new here, that's part of a Facebook group that does magazine monthly stitching, and they have a special bingo game that goes in September. I haven't started it.
Not yours yet. Well, that's okay. I mean, you still have another whole week.
I do, but I thought I had all weekend to do it, and now the weekend's almost gone, and I haven't even pulled my stuff out.
It starts in September, right?
Yeah.
September 1st.
We got another week or so, week and a half.
So you just want to join us for doing AB Singo with Carolyn Zook and Robin Hall. They both host that AB Singo too, right? They host the magazine monthly Facebook group, which I do, but don't really follow all the rules for, but that seems to be okay. Nobody seems to be kicking me out.
A lot of people are doing that.
I know. So I will be doing the AB Singo as well, but I haven't.
It's kind of a pop-up event. They have, every once in a while they have another bingo, different kind of bingo in January that I think is a huge hit. And I don't know about a lot of other people, but for me, man, it makes January just seem to fly to have something special to do in that month. So,
but I like the AB Singo one too, because it's nice to have somebody else tell me what off my stitching. So
we should work on it.
I'm excited to put mine together.
Yeah. So anyway, I just feel like the weekend flew by and I just haven't really yet. My laundry's not folded. I managed to vacuum.
Yeah.
I made a menu plan. I haven't grocery shopped.
What did I do?
I'm getting rid of our Hello Fresh.
You are? Mm-hmm. Why? Just not using it or money?
I'm just kind of tired of the meals. Like this is not, I don't mean this in any kind of ethnic racist thing, but a lot of the meals that we've been getting the choices from are Indian cuisine, and I do not like Indian flavors. It's not my favorite.
And stuff.
A lot of
and you can't choose, like those are just the options.
I mean, there's other options, but then I'm just getting the same ones over and over again. Like they just keep offering basically the same ones. Plus, this is the biggest issue. I can usually find 2 meals that I like, but I've been kind of tired of it. I mean, I've just been getting a lot of repeats, but also I didn't always look at the calories. And some of the ones I thought would have been lower calorie were not low calorie. I mean, and I have a good idea. I mean, I should have known these ingredients are in here, you know, but a couple of things I was really, and it gives you the calorie count. I just wasn't looking.
Yeah.
And so a couple of years ago, I put together a 6-week rotation of meals.
Yeah.
I knew were Weight Watcher friendly. They're all in here. They're all printed out. I know they're low calorie and they're good. And I just got tired of doing it.
Yeah.
And so I'm ready to go back to that again, where I can control our calories. My husband's got a little health scare going on right now, so it's kind of made me kick it into gear a little bit. In fact, at Costco, I bought a big thing of those unsalted mixed nuts. Remember we had them at the cabin when we went to Montana?
Mm-hmm.
I go, I got us some nuts, honey. He had gone out to look at a book or something. And he goes, I said, see, and he kind of chuckles and he goes, they're unsalted. I said, yeah, we always get these ones, number one, because we don't need all that salt.
Mm-hmm.
I buy those ones all the time, but now all of a sudden he thought I did it because of his health thing. So, but I do feel like I need to get a little more under control what we're doing. I don't control what he has for lunch or what he has for breakfast, but I can control his dinner.
Yeah, that's true. Jesse's
And mine.
taking salads for lunch. At where he works, usually somebody provides the lunch for all the employees because he works at this, it's like a nonprofit vocational training program. And so somebody does all the meals for lunchtime and just feeds everybody there, but they're not healthy meals. So he started I decided this week, I just bought a ton of romaine, like a big Costco thing of it. And I chopped a bunch of it up, added some cucumbers. I didn't put any tomatoes in. I don't like refrigerated tomatoes. So I figured he could add tomatoes. I could add tomatoes later. And that really does help. I would eat more salads for lunch when it's just kind of prepped in the fridge. So I had salad a little bit more this week. I'm trying to think if I have salads for lunch. Lately, I've actually kind of skipped breakfast or just had some like milk or a piece of toast. I have a child sliding underneath me. So anyways, we're kind of trying to.
I got into a really big bad habit. So when I went to the office and worked, I almost always had a low-fat Greek yogurt at like 10 a.m. That was my breakfast, and it packs a lot of It packs like 10 grams of protein. So that would usually with some fruit added to it. But since I've been working at home and I have a toaster right there, I'm having sourdough toast every morning as my coffee, and with slathered in butter. And so I thought I can't take it totally away, but I thought if I have toast twice a week and yogurt 3 times a week to start with. And I know on my calorie counting app, when I've used it consistently, when I have eaten yogurt consistently for breakfast, it'll pop up a message saying, you have a history of having better weight loss success when you've incorporated yogurt into your diet. So, but salads, we've gone in spurts of this, but we are a little lazier than you. And you know, they sell those.
Well, you also both work full time, so
pre-done salads, you know. And I add to it though. Like I'll add a little more romaine to it to make it a little bit bigger. And I always add a little bit of protein. I have to have protein or it won't fill me up.
Yeah, I have like if we have leftover chicken breasts, or I'll add
put meat in it or egg. Yeah. Dad's been boiling eggs and making egg salad, but I'll use egg in my salad.
Oh yeah, I should hard boil some eggs this week and use those.
And I usually put some snap peas in there because I really like snap peas. I like that crunch, and maybe a little bit of grated carrot, and that I can make a big bowl of that, and and it takes me a while to eat it.
Yeah, so that's what I was gonna say. Like one of the reasons I don't like salad is that it takes me forever to eat through it, but it is filling when I add good.
And I'll just eat it while I'm working, and then if I'm going to take a lunch break, I'll just go after I eat, I'll go cross stitch or something, or knit. But salads need to happen. So we bought a pack of that. There were 4 in there at Costco, so we'll each have 2 of them. But
is it like a carton of salad, or how did it come?
It's like it's 4 plastic bowls.
Oh, okay.
About this big around, about this tall. They had a Mexican, what do they call it? Southwest style, and they have like a garden one.
Yeah, and I love Southwest salads. I should put together my own.
Yeah, there's 4 in each pack. So, you know, and there's no excuse for me, especially working from home, not to have a salad. When I worked, packing stuff for a salad was always a pain.
I know.
It's right there it's right behind me in the other room. So anyway, I'm really trying now that the season's changing to really, try to rein this in a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean,
we eat fairly healthy here, but still, like snacks are our hardest thing, or lunches.
Yeah.
Get lazy and have
You know,
macaroni and cheese because that's this one's favorite. She wants to make it every day.
No.
Millie, I would eat it every day too if I could.
Anytime I'm like, don't have dinner prepped, I'm like, what should I make? She goes, pasta. Always pasta, Mom. We don't need to eat
You
that much
never
pasta.
make
I do make
pasta.
pasta. That's a silly thing to say. I do.
You know, when we talk about going out to dinner, we'll go, oh, let's go to Spaghetti Factory for dinner. I'll never forget Kelly saying, yeah, I'm in the mood for a big bowl of carbs. Because there's just something about pasta.
Yeah.
I love it.
If you're new watching us, we're a multi-generational cross-stitching channel. So this is my daughter, Millie. Tri-generational. Multi is the same
You
thing.
said that last time.
You like try better.
We're
Try
trying-
generation.
You
trying to
said that
keep
you
it-
were gonna say that.
Tri-generational. So this is Millie. And it was
Hi,
fun
Millie.
yesterday in our Zoom meetup because a girl named Sophia, if you're watching Sophia, hi. She started cross-stitching because of you guys. Isn't that cool? They saw what you were working on, and they thought she could learn how to cross-stitch too.
Yeah. So
And
she was
well,
just
you were in
learning.
the room when
Yeah.
it was with her grandma, right? Kim is her grandma. I think
I think so. Yeah.
her grandma decided to teach her.
Yeah.
Cool.
So-
Huh?
So
So-
I'm Millie's Mimi and Sarah's Millie's mama.
Mhm. Do you want to show what you've been working on?
Sure.
Yeah. I
Oh,
thought Lady was gonna share too, but I don't know.
Where is she?
Oh, she just got a little bit of grass done. She's trying to, we were talking about this a little bit last week, but we're trying to get some things ready to go to the fair. So I'll talk a little bit more about that with my haul. But are you gonna enter? You can enter as many things as you want for that registration fee. I just looked it up. So if you finish this, you
You
really
can go to Hobby Lobby and get one of those cute round hoops for that one.
It came with a cute round hoop.
Oh, did it? Oh, that's right. It did. That's right. I forgot that one did. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Cute.
Okay.
Both of the little ones like this.
That's right. Both of the little round ones
Gonna
did.
show the picture. Yeah. I don't. Why are you stitching in hand? With like, do
yeah.
you? Oh,
Yeah.
I was like, you could have been stitching with this cute hoop on it the whole
I
time.
don't want to.
How inspiring would that be? Okay, but I'm gonna put it on. Did you show the picture?
No.
Okay, I'll put it
Okay.
on. So then you kind of get a picture.
Called. What's it called? Does it have a name?
Wasn't it just called like
Floral
Floral
boots.
boots.
It's called floral.
Floral boots.
Okay, I might need to loosen it a little bit more.
And
because
I-
can't do
And
that.
just working on the rest of the back stitching, and then I'll be done.
Oh, well, it's going to be ready to go for the fair then.
I think you really will have it done by a week from now, which is when I have to register. But I don't think you have to have it turned in. I don't think we turn it in until September. Sorry,
Yeah, they don't, probably not closer to the fair.
just so you can kind of see what it'll look like. Isn't that so cute, Millie? Hang on, let me tighten it because it wants to pop right back out. It's kind of stiff Ada, so it doesn't want to stay in.
Oh, yeah, I need to kind of
Maybe
run.
you have to prop it a little bit.
Oh, isn't that so cute?
So where are you working on right now? You can see the threads.
I'm doing this little flower. I'm back stitching around this one.
You're back stitching with pink around the
Yeah, I'm doing all the pink back stitching. And
Susan,
then all,
black-eyed Susan or whatever that's.
yeah, the little yellow flower.
So cute. Oh,
So cute.
you got that done so fast.
I know. It's
Good
gonna
back stitching on that butterfly.
Thanks.
Yeah,
I
that's
did.
great.
Nice.
I like that.
Cute. I can't wait to see it done. I think you should enter it too, along with your
Okay,
your
There's
forest
a lot
friends.
of French knots I have to do too. Like a lot.
Do you know how to
I don't
do them
to
yet? Yes, we're learning how to do French knots this week.
Well, Mimi can show you.
Yeah, Mimi's real good at French knots. They kind of pop out.
What?
I do googly eye French nuts.
Prince has googly eye French knots.
No, I don't anymore.
Not anymore. When she used to cross stitch a long time ago in her beginning, she has some projects she's shown like from a long time ago that have like the eye is like coming out.
Wasn't a very good French knot.
She was trying to learn how to do it. She didn't have somebody like you have to show her how.
I didn't have YouTube. I didn't have anything.
Mm-mm.
I didn't even know anybody that stitched. I was
Weird.
a lone wolf.
Thanks for showing. So Liddy's working hard on getting something. Well, she wasn't working very hard on it this week, but I told her if you want to enter that, you better get moving.
Yeah.
She did work on it some this morning, but not enough, I guess, to share.
What's
But she's
she
gonna
doing
have to
now?
learn how to do lazy daisies this week. So we're gonna have some cross stitch
What are
lessons, I guess.
daisies?
They're stitches that are like kind of loopy. You'll have to look at her pattern and you'll see. Look at her.
They're all over this pattern that I'm going to show in a minute.
Oh, we'll show it now while she's standing here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is
well, I
it
can
your-
show. So this
is
is
it
my
your
full, this is my previous finish.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I may have already shown this. I can't remember.
long
I've
time
shown
ago.
some other old things. This was from that magazine. I just saved it here because I don't, it was from the Cross Stitch and Country Crafts, which was the big cross stitch magazine back in the 80s. And this was from the 1986. It was one of the editions in 1986. It was this Tea Party girl, and this fabric is so filthy. But I finished her, and I was a monogamous stitcher, so I finished her. But see all along her arm there, Millie, right there. Those are lazy daisies.
On her sleeve.
Oh, those are cute.
Yeah, they are cute. They're not that hard to do.
They're not.
It won't be hard to teach her how to do. I think French
Right.
knots are harder.
When I did this piece, I probably had only been stitching a couple of years. I mean, 3 years, maybe
Yeah.
3 years, maybe. But I do know I was a monogamous. I just stitched on it only. So I know I got it done pretty fast, but it's a solid
Were you
chunk.
gonna frame it and put it in my room? Was that the goal originally?
Yeah, I think I was. Never framed anything back then. There was a companion piece to this that came out, I
Probably.
believe, a couple years later in 1988 called The Little Aviator, and it's a little boy. There's a picture on this blog. It's a little boy. I'm not going to try to show it because my phone will glare, but he's got teddy bears around him. And he's got a toy plane, and it's that very Victorian. He's got like the Victorian puffy sleeved
Uh-huh.
top and white tights on, like little boys. But
Mhm.
anyway, I was very proud of this at one time.
Well, it's cute. You should be.
It is. I'll probably wash it and maybe frame it and put it in my craft room when I eventually have one.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
But I had lost it for a long time. That's why I'm not sure if I found it. Because did I ever show my very first? I showed my very first piece.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
did find that
And
one.
I found that when I found this. So that's why I'm thinking I might have already shown it. But
Yeah,
I never
well,
did.
I've seen it. So either you showed me or you
Yeah.
showed it on here. I can't remember, but it would have
It
been a
keeps-
while ago.
For some reason, it popped into my mind the other day. I was digging through the bin that I have it in or
But
something.
we were also talking about something, I feel like last week or
Yeah.
yesterday, that was like, you referred to it for some reason.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, that's my previous, long time ago finish.
Long time ago finished.
6.
We have, we usually like to share somebody else's work. So we have a little segment that we call Featured Friends. So we do have a featured friend this week. I have a few, so I usually do them in the order that I get them.
So
So
if you sent them to us and
Yep.
we don't show it today, you're in the lineup.
yes, I've got them all saved in a folder on our email. If you have something that you would let us feature, we like to feature stuff because it's often different than what we're stitching, or
Mm-hmm.
it enables us to get more things when we look at how cute somebody's finish is. And it doesn't have to be a finish. In fact, I think the one I'm showing maybe next week is partially finished, but it's also enabling me because I keep thinking about doing that piece. But
Yeah.
this is from Kay Lowry, and it's called Barbara Anna Let It Snow. So I'll put the picture right here. So Kay said that this is one of her first tries at framing, and I think it looks great. I love the frame she
Wonderful.
chose. I think there's a beautiful mat on it. I love it. It looks like sparkly.
Beautiful little piece.
Yeah, really cute. So thank you for letting us share that, Kay. And
Thank you, Kay.
yeah, we appreciate getting to see somebody actually finish stuff. Because we don't finish stuff very often. No, I mean,
No, I finished those
you
3
finished
things.
a bunch.
And so it'll be a while now.
Next year we'll have some more. I'll have a fully finished probably by next week.
But I'm looking at one of my fully finishes right now. It's that little piece I put in the blue frame, and I love having it there now above my desk.
I know. That's the thing about framing stuff is that you actually get to see it. And it's
And
not
it was like
up
so
in the drawer.
old. It's such an old piece and I just love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice
So
to have
yeah,
it.
if you have something that you would let us feature, shoot it to our email address, which is in the description box below, stitchesstuffxs@gmail.com. And we'll just
My goal is to someday when I have my own room, just have a setup so that I've got a little shelf with some cross stitch stuff behind me when we record. Because I mean come on.
I'm going to talk about this later in my plans because I need some help finding. I think I want to stitch something to hang on that beam right there because I think that would be cute.
Yeah.
Kind of like a bell pull or something, but I'm having a hard time finding something narrow enough because I think it's only 3 inches wide. So it would have to be very narrow. And I wouldn't need a lot of finishing room for a bell pull. But anyways, I'll talk about that later. What you work on this week?
Well, like I said, I was spinning my wheels and I'm going to show the least exciting thing first. It's my Haid stitching shelf.
That's not the least exciting. You've got a Haid going. That's so exciting.
I know, but I didn't do much. I tried to work on it last night.
Yeah.
What did we do last night? We went out. Oh, we went out to dinner.
Mm-hmm.
We went, I know. Carrie got off work and we went and got passport pictures taken.
Oh, yeah.
And then we thought, let's run over to Costco. And then we got there and they had just closed because I forgot Costco closes at 6 on Saturdays.
Oh.
And so then we went to dinner because it was too late to go home and make dinner. And then I just vegged and I finally started the stitching, but I was tired for some reason. And we were watching something we were watching Only Murders in the Building.
Oh, we want to start that. We haven't started it, but it's on our.
And we had the subtitles on because they talk fast sometimes. And so
Steve Martin Short. So yeah.
Yes. And so between trying to listen and follow, because it's we're at the 2nd season and I think we only have 1 more episode. It's the finale. So a lot was happening, but we haven't. That's the kind of show I really like watching back to back to back to back because it's only been released 1 at a time. Because I kind of forgot about some things that happened in the first.
Oh.
In fact, I actually went online to look something up and I thought, this explains why they did that. It references back to the pilot. Anyway, I just could not get going on this project last night. I could not count. I could not find my spot. But this is
it's really hard for me to work on my Haid and watch something. It takes too much concentration. Yeah. But I spun for my Haid last night when I was using my little spinning app and it called for my Haid. And I was like, nope, I'm not going to do this one.
Yeah.
Look at that though.
I did a little bit of stitching kind of filling in there. But you guys, each of those 100 square blocks has got 35 to 40 colors in it.
Uh-huh. I believe it because look how detailed it is. But it's really pretty and rosy looking.
It is. And somebody did mention yesterday, who was it? It was Gail said that, doing a max color, what's going on here, was smart because you're going to see stuff sooner, or this pattern, because it's going to be roses. That's a whole big rose border.
You can already start to see the roses on that design versus like my Haid, which is a lot of confetti with leaves, but it's kind of like unfocused on the paint, it's not like very distinct leaves in that background where I started, so you can't really tell, whereas you can definitely tell right away what you're doing.
And I was going to work on it Friday, and then Friday was the day that I went to the lawyers with my dad and then went out to lunch with him and his friend, and it just, I don't know what happened.
You have a picture of what you're working on?
Huh?
You have a picture of the Haid?
I did not bring the picture in.
That's okay. If you haven't been following along, she started the stitching shelf with
it's actually a stitching
shelf, and you can follow along in the Facebook group, which I'll have linked below.
Yeah, and you can hashtag it and it'll show up on Instagram too. So then my 25/7 piece that is part of that 25/7 group is my button up. So I didn't do exactly 25 a day, but I did work on it and I got the tree finished. The cardinal,
the snowman.
The snowman going.
Cute. It's not well, he looks a little scary right now, but he won't.
Yeah, he's a little frightening.
He got a missing part of his face.
You gonna focus?
What's the Is that just his carrot nose and black for his mouth?
Yeah,
That why it just
yeah.
looks funny because it's all one.
yeah. What does he have? He has a kind of a yellowish nose and
It must
black
be crooked
eyes.
down and kind of.
Yeah, he's got kind of a little crooked face.
Cute.
Yeah. So it's coming along.
I love that.
It is such a cute
I
one.
can't wait till you're done with it.
Huh?
I can't wait till you're done with it, and I don't know
I have
why.
a frame and I have a sticky board for it, so it'll be done. Then I worked on a lot on this. My flower fairy, which was part of my magazine monthly goal. So I worked on a lot of those goals.
Yeah.
And you can't, this piece does not show up very well because it's so light, but I'll do my best here. Let's see, how does she go? She goes this way. So I'm kind of all over the place on her. I worked. I'm missing a couple motifs right here that I went back.
Yeah.
Got to fill in there. I did these two dragonflies. I did this flower motif. That green is really light. Hold on.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Let me try to do this. It's not gonna work. But it's white and green. It's a lot of lace.
It's coming through. I don't know how accurate.
There we go.
There you go.
And then I worked on those
That's
down
fine.
here. It's just, this is an uneven linen. And so counting on this.
And that pattern has a lot of counting because there's not like blocks of color hardly at all.
A lot of counting over. So anyway, and it's very pale, but it's pretty and I can't wait to get it done. And then I worked on, what else did I work on? I worked on Blackbird, the freebie from Stitching Book Club. This is it's a freebie on her
Oh yeah,
website.
that's right.
Take this broken wing. I saw this, Gail had done this from Gail's Golden Needle Picks. Oh, I took my needles out. I can't do that. Okay, hold on. Sorry. I finished the word bird up here in that block.
Yeah, you're doing it on Gothic, right?
Yes.
Gothic. Yeah, I love that color.
And I finished that top border and I did the singing in.
Looks really good with the black.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I worked on that last night. I kind of didn't want to stop. I was kind of on a roll, but I was getting tired.
Yeah. Don't want to make mistakes and then have to frog them later.
Yeah. Speaking of frogging, this is the last thing I worked on. And I had to frog after our Zoom meeting yesterday.
Yeah.
It's my Barbara Anna 4 Seasons. So I had to, whoopsie,
Such a
that
pretty
didn't work
piece.
right. Huh?
It's such a pretty piece.
Yeah, I had to frog out a lot of that tree and
Have you
some of
seen
this. And then I went back and,
Millie wants to see the whole thing. She's not
oh,
seen it yet.
have you not seen it, honey?
Different girl. Maybe that's who you need to pass it on to when you're done.
I know, I could pass it on.
Big piece
So
though.
if I can start.
Well,
And
they're
then the
only
winter-
a winter girl. Oh,
The
yeah.
winter girl is all in blue and white and she has black hair and there's snowflakes all over her head and snowflakes in her dress and pink houses in her dress.
So there's spring, summer, fall, and then there'll be a winter. Cute, huh?
Yes.
And there's seams in
I
their
like
skirts.
this.
You like the summer one? You could always just stitch one of them too.
Oh, you don't have to stitch all of them.
You could, when she's finished, you can ask her for the pattern.
Yeah, I'm not gonna throw it away. I'll let you have it. I'll let you stitch it. I made working copies too, so I have the original.
Yay. It does look like something you would like to stitch.
I
I
like
think
this.
Millie would
I
like stitching
the-
Barbara
I
Anna. We
like
should look
the-
at some of her patterns when she's done.
I like the
She's got so many patterns. If you go to that Creative Poppy,
Yeah. We should look at some of that Barbara Anna.
Yeah.
I think you would like stitching some of hers. They're really cute. You know that dreaming girl one I have with the hair that I've never fully finished yet. She has a lot of designs that look like that are different. So you could do one of those. Yeah, those would be right up
I
your
have a
alley.
lot of patterns that I need.
she has, have you seen her Starry Night, Dreaming Girl Starry Night?
Yes, I think, well, I'm sure I have seen it.
I love that one.
Is it?
Millie has,
It's pretty.
let's see, creative.
And that's all I worked on. It really wasn't a very productive week.
Well, it's August. I don't know. I feel like I'm waiting for fall to come now.
I wish it was
We wish it was fall. We're ready for fall.
Ready for fall.
Ready for fall. Come on, internet. I wanted to show her some of the Barbara Anna. Well, what was it called that you were just saying? Starry Night?
I think she's called Starry Night. I'll look. I've got it saved.
Doing this one too, this Forest Queen. Sorry. You're doing this one too, right?
Yes,
Wait,
I am.
Stitching, huh?
I should pull that out and put that on my bingo board.
I was gonna try and find Starry Night, but I can't. I'll show you later.
I'll
Later.
find it.
Okay.
We'll have to show. Well, I have a good amount, I feel like, of stitching, even though my wrist was feeling better, but then I think I stitched quite a bit during the Zoom call. And then I stitched more in the evening. So I didn't. Huh?
I'm tagging you in one of these Starry Nights, so you
Oh,
can
good. I'll
cover
show
later.
you later.
Yeah.
So my wrist is kind of bothering me extra this morning and afternoon. Just my left wrist. My right wrist, I actually did. It was asleep when I woke up, which hasn't happened for a while. I was thinking the other day, like, my right wrist is doing great. Anyways, I got a message though from my doctor's office saying they had put in a referral for my nerve conduction test, but they hadn't heard back yet. So.
Oh, okay.
Yay.
Well, you know, it's hurry up and wait. Hurry.
I want this to be better though. I'm tired of this. Huh?
Hurry up and wait. Hurry up and wait.
I know. So I worked on this Stitching by the Sea pin cushion by Jeanette Douglas Designs. And
I love that crab.
I need to just find this color in my stash for the starfish because I'm missing it for some reason. But there's a So I worked on finishing up that anchor and then a little bit of the border and the water around the seahorse. And as I was sharing yesterday in the Zoom meetup, the colors probably will actually come through better here.
Is that seahorse done with a variegated thread or is it multiple colors of DMC?
It's just multiple colors of DMC switched out like a rainbow, swirled up its side. I'll double check that that's true. I mean, there is some variegated threads. The model is pretty much all Gentle Arts or Weeks, but I'm doing mostly substitute, but I have a few of the kind of high concentrated colors.
Yeah.
Like I think the red and the island blue, and there's another one in here, a brown, I think, that I'm going to use. But let me see. Yeah, but it's not variegated. It really is just all switched colors. So anyway, okay, so you might be able to see it better than in the Zoom call yesterday.
Yeah.
The water.
I see. Yeah.
That lower section of the water is island blue, which on mine actually looks brighter than in the picture. And then the DMC substitute for that middle blue looks much grayer on my fabric with my blue. And then actually in this picture, you can hardly see the light blue at the top.
Yeah.
So there's three kind of ombre blues. I do not like the DMC substitute. Can you tell why now? Is it that
it looks grayer now? Yeah.
It looks really gray compared to that kind of nice bright blue at the bottom, which ends up, I think, looking too muted. So I decided, I haven't done any yet, but I'm going to frog that middle blue. I'll show you the comparison colors now that we're in a brighter light. So here's the, let me double check here. Let me look at the call for it really quick. So what I currently have is the island blue on the bottom with this, and let me double check here. Then the top, that like really light blue at the top is gonna be this color. Wait, where did my 927 go? Well, maybe this is it. Okay, well now I'm looking at it, I'm not sure I like what I'm going to change it to. Okay, so these are the three blues I currently have.
And you've used the middle one and the fancy one.
I've done all three.
Okay.
So that's what it ended up being. And that's the one I don't like. So this is the middle one. I'm going to check that. And I was thinking about this color, but now in this light, I'm kind of thinking, no, I might need to keep hunting for a different tone blue.
Oh, I didn't know you didn't like the middle one too.
The middle one is the only one I don't like.
Is the what? Wait, the middle one is the one you don't like?
See this gray here?
Oh, I thought it was the upper. Oh, yeah, yeah.
So you
I
see,
was thinking we're talking about the on top color.
no, I like the on top and the lower
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
beautiful island blue. I love this, but it doesn't even show up like anything with that DMC. It's like 3768 is what it's called. So I'm talking about this section. So if you have if you're watching and I haven't pulled it out yet, I haven't decided. If you have a suggestion for a blue that might be a nice, like a better variegated, not variegated, but a better kind of transition color between that dark blue.
I think you're going to look for like a lighter turquoise.
Yes, and I thought that this 927 was a little more turquoise, but when I'm comparing it now in this better lighting, I'm thinking it's still not quite turquoise enough. So I think I need to hunt around a little more before I settle on the color. So that's kind of been my dilemma, but I did work on that this week for a good amount. I just didn't like what I ended up doing.
Yeah.
I will pull that out. But yeah, if you have a suggestion for a color I should look for, I have a ton of DMCs in my stash, so I'll just kind of keep pulling out. But I'd love suggestions of one to specifically kind of hold up and try.
Yeah.
So I worked on Stitching by the Sea. I worked on my Turkey Day. Here is the picture. This is by Cottage Garden Samplings. A Time for All Seasons is their series. And let me move this way. I've been stitching with a hoop now, but I take it off every night and use it for the next thing. Look at how, so I didn't basically, I think I had this much of the top.
Oh, yeah.
And I did all of that this week.
It's really coming along.
I know, and I do think the variegation's coming through nicely. I like that.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how well it's showing up on screen, but it's
We
subtle.
had a big discussion about those patterns yesterday because Gail from Golden Needle is doing this year's series.
Yeah, I forget what it's
And
called.
now there's a lot of diamond patterning in her animal.
Yeah. The fill-in for this is going to be this yellow gold color, which is
that'll be pretty.
And then I think this might also be kind of a solid gold. Well, I guess you can see on the picture. Oh no, it's a darker brown. Yeah. Oh yeah, here's that gold
Right there. Yeah, there's the gold. Okay.
With the light.
Very fancy.
It is. This is the fanciest turkey. Wait, did you know we have turkeys right now?
No.
We have turkeys. I picked up some turkeys because they were really on sale. Because
When did you pick them up?
Oh, a few months ago.
Oh.
So they're coming along, but they're white turkeys, which I prefer to do white turkeys because when you pluck them, like when you pluck a dark turkey, it's fine. But the dye from like the feather, the pigment where the feather attaches in when you scald it and then you pluck it, if you don't pull out like, sometimes there's like residual, it's not really feathers, but it's like pigment somehow kind of from, so it ends up looking kind of like there's black speckles with
In your meat.
Yeah. So anyway, it's not my preferred. It doesn't bother me that much. Not enough that I would never do
Are they
it.
roaming around and pooping all over the cars in your patio and porch?
No, they're in a pen. They're in a pen. They're penned up. Just gobbling away. Actually, I'm not even sure if they're old enough yet to tell if there's a male and a female or two females.
Okay.
I need to go look at them. Good at taking care of them.
One year I went over to visit them and my husband had just gotten his new car, his new Jeep. And you know, we've owned 2 new cars in our life. We've married 40 years, 2 new cars, so it's a big deal for us. We left their house. The top of his car was covered in turkey poop. I mean, it was so bad. It was
the year that I told. So Jesse loves poultry, and I like having the meat. Like I enjoy that we can then put the turkeys in the freezer. We've raised them. They've had a happy life. Blah blah blah. That was the year I said, we'll never do turkeys again until you build a pen for them, because they were pooping all over my front doorstep and my back porch and the furniture. They're very friendly. They want to be where we are. They are actually very sociable birds and pretty smart.
Yeah, well,
but I didn't want them where we were because they left presents for us everywhere.
yes. And so we literally left their house out in the middle of nowhere land, and we had to pull over to a car wash when we got into town. And we pulled up and it was so bad. It was just dripping. The guys that were manning the car wash just looked at us. My husband said, turkeys.
Nothing new. I'm sure they see even weirder stuff. My Snow Queen got some love. I'm working on,
Good.
on her neck, arm, and face.
Uh-huh.
I feel like you can sort of, well, I just started on her neck, I guess. But this is her shoulder.
Yeah, I could tell. And you do her hand?
Shoulder. Yeah, I worked a little bit. She already had a little bit, and there will be another hand here, kind of like against her.
Mhm.
She's holding the rein up. So I haven't done the other hand, and then I started. I really want to do her face so she doesn't just look, so it looks like something kind of. So she has a
It's
head.
really pretty on that fabric.
And all those speckles are beads. That's the hardest part for me about this, is trying to figure out
Where you're
what
at.
I'm at, yeah, where I'm at, because I can't just look and be like, well, I finished this whole block for sure. And so then I have to be like, no, those spots are going to be beads. So
Yeah.
it is.
How I feel about my egg, gathering eggs. There's beads on her too. And I'm always like, can I miss a stitch
I
somewhere?
know. It just looks
Yeah, I know.
weird, but I'm not doing beads until the end, you know.
Oh, but it's so pretty on that fabric.
It is
So
really
pretty
on this fabric. Yeah, I do love it on this fabric. I think it's going to be really nice.
It just really is.
And you know, once I get going on it, it's hard to put it down, but sometimes
Yeah.
it
That's
feels
what I
like-
felt about that blackbird on the Gothic. I mean, it's a little hard to see, but it's not terrible.
when I have my light on it, I don't even usually need to.
I kind of run my needle, I kind of just poke my needle and find the next hole sometimes if it's gotten kind of
Actually,
hard.
I did use my magnifier on this, and that did help. But I don't have a great. My magnifier is a floor one, and it doesn't. I wish it was adjustable height. It is. I mean, it bends, but it doesn't drop down. I wish it would drop down so I could put it right on my lap. So, but the table one, I don't stitch at a table. Anyway, it's fine, but I kind of end up like kind of having to hold it weird so that I can see through the magnifier.
I put it, when I
Yeah, how
when
do
I
you use yours?
Well, when I recline, I put, because I lift the leg, but even when I had the other couch, it was high enough that I shoved the base of the couch, the base of the light underneath the couch, right up in front of me.
Yeah,
And then I just pull it down. And so it's right there. I have to have it pretty close
yeah.
still.
Then I can't see the
But then
TV. I'm so short.
I can. I mean, I kind of have out to the side a little bit, but
Yeah,
I get it down low enough that I can see over it.
yeah. I just feel like I still have a hard time kind of managing how to hold it.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah, it's taken me a while.
funny. It's kind of like cutting in and out, and I don't know if it's our internet. I'm gonna try putting.
I think I would definitely stitch faster if I was at a table.
Yeah.
Because when we've been in hotel rooms and I stitch at a desk
Yes.
watching TV, it's a lot. I don't know.
Well, and I've been pulling over a TV tray, kind of like one of those foldable things, and using that because that actually helps me. So I think part of my wrist problem is that my couch, I sit like this, which doesn't do wonders for my shoulders and so I've been propping myself more with pillows and then putting a table in front of me so I'm not managing my scissors and I'm just sitting more evenly, and that's more comfortable. So that's been helpful. But I still just, I need to keep messing around with my magnifier. I made a lot of progress on this piece because yesterday when I was showing Millie, when we were in our Zoom meetup, she looked at the house. I should just show it. Well, you can't really tell anymore, but she looked at my house and she was like, Mom, where's the door? I'm working on this one right here. I did not stitch the door, you guys. I left it all white except for the windows. So behind that tree, I just had white. Somehow I just thought, oh, now it's just fill in, and I didn't even really look at the pattern, I don't think. So what I decided to do, there was no way I was ripping all that white out. I am just taking one thread and stitching. So I did 2 strands, half cross is what I've been doing for this piece. Per Tina at Tina Stitches recommendations. But I went ahead and just took 1 strand and stitched over the white. I think it looks fine. I think it just
looks fine.
Noticeable. It's there. No one's gonna ever notice, I don't think.
I would have done the same exact thing.
There's
I
no
would
way I was
not
going
be
to rip
ripping
out
that
all
out.
that white. And this is just a piece that I want to have. So
Yeah.
it's not, I was not pulling out like, I don't know how many rows.
So we're sitting here chatting with everybody, and she gets this really weird look on her face, and I'm like,
oh no.
and I can hear, I could tell Millie was there with you, but I couldn't see her on camera. And I'm like, what's going on? I wonder.
I was like, oh
I
my
can't
God.
believe this.
Oh, Millie. She would notice. She's like, well, it's just kind of weird that there's no door. And I was like, yeah, I agree with you. It
I
does
told
look
her just to leave it and pretend like it was the back side of the house and there was no back
It's
door.
just a corner. You could imagine that this is a corner of a house. Here's the corner. I don't know. You could have windows in the corner like that. I'm
I
putting
don't
it
know.
in. It actually went fast. I mean, I got all that done in like 10 minutes. So it's almost,
Okay.
that part's almost done. Oh, but I also did the mermaid's hair and I did this whole bird fountain. I haven't filled in the water of the fountain. See, it'll look like that because
Oh,
that
okay.
blue is going to be filled in here.
Yeah.
Mermaid's hair done.
Lovely.
It's coming along. Once I get that door done, smooth sailing from there. The last thing I worked on is a new start. So this was on my magazine monthly challenge board for this, and it just got called. So this is me among the trees. It's a pattern that you passed on to me from Rosewood Manor. There's always music amongst the trees in the garden, but our hearts must be very quiet to hear it. So I got it started. I just started on a white even weave. It's probably Lugana or something like that. I bought it a long time ago. I just have a little start, but
Oh, but it's going to be so pretty.
I know I do love this piece. I'm excited to have started it.
Is that the top corner?
Yeah, it's this.
Hold the pattern up again.
It's this.
I'm becoming such a fan of hers.
I know. I really do love these designs.
Her and Carolyn Manning. I'm probably going to buy one of those flower days.
Yeah, those are
I
pretty.
can't decide if I want the red one or the blue one.
Ooh. Yeah.
They're both gorgeous.
It's everything I worked on. I did knit some on Millie's.
Oh, I knit. I forgot to show my knitting.
If you have it with you.
Okay, I know what else happened this week. One night,
Oh, yeah.
I got called to do emergency baby care at 10 o'clock at night. And I didn't cross stitch that night. I mean, I had cross stitched a little bit, but I didn't take my stitching over. It was just too, yeah. Anyway, but I did cast on and get a few rows of my little darling Milo. We can't tell anything. This is the neck. It's so tiny. It's kind of scrunched up too, but it stretches. This is my little Milo vest.
Cute.
I think the arms are over here, so it'll go like this. But
Yeah.
it's just purling right. It's just garter right now.
Knit, 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 knit.
Oops. Anyway, I love oh no.
What?
What the
Uh-oh.
stink?
What?
I just pulled my needle out of the stitches.
Oh no. Uh-oh.
Get back on there. Sorry.
It's fly season here, so if I start hitting.
Oh man.
Did you drop some? You have to start over?
Yeah, I just pulled my needle right out and I can't see with these glasses. Where's my good glasses? Sorry guys.
I decided I am gonna quit trying to make that outfit for that baby at church.
Oh yay.
And I'm just gonna knit them a little hat
I think you should.
and just say, I'm really sorry. I'll just tell them my wrist doesn't allow me to knit enough really.
Yeah.
Because knitting actually is probably harder on my wrist than cross stitch because there's
Yeah.
a like repetitive motion for my left hand, mostly in cross stitch is just still if I'm holding the fabric. And then I'll still try to finish those and maybe pass them on to my nephew or
Yeah.
kind of my current plan. So I feel kind of bad about it, but not too bad because I think I'll just knit up a little hat for him for the fall.
Yeah. I
And
think
then call it good. The mom is super sweet. She's not going to be like, how dare you give my baby a hat instead of the thing you said you would knit. She wasn't paying. It was just a gift. So
yeah.
anyway, I decided that like yesterday, that's what's going to happen.
Give yourself permission, yes.
Yeah. But I have been working on, remember Millie's sweater that I worked on for a long time?
Yes.
I did lengthened sleeves. So I ripped out one sleeve, and I think I might have shown that last week. I've been knitting on that sleeve. So I didn't get it all the way done, but really honestly, we're probably still 8 weeks away from her needing a sweater at all for any reason. So I've still got plenty of time.
Probably, even
That's
though
what
we're
I
all
heard.
dying for fall.
Do you have any haul this week?
I do not for the second week in a row.
So crazy, Mom. You haven't spent any money on crafting?
Huh?
You haven't spent any money on crafting? That's crazy.
No, I don't have any business spending money on crafting.
I don't either, except because truly we had to buy school books. And even the cost of so most of our school books are not like fancy, expensive textbooks. We're using Dover editions of Shakespeare or
Sure, yeah, really expensive.
not novels necessarily, but historic kind of text. Anyways, normally I have noticed an increase even in the cost of these books because I'm sure printing costs.
I'm sure ink and all that.
All that to say, we can't spend any fun money this month, except I did, because we're doing the fair, I did buy each girl a frame, and I bought myself a frame. So this is what I decided to use. This is from Hobby Lobby.
Oh, that'll be gorgeous in there.
So this is I think it's gonna fit. It might be slightly off, it might, because of, see how it's not centered on the fabric? I should have. But when I started, I didn't really know where I was going with this, how big it was gonna be. So it might end up being a little bit swayed towards the top with a little room at the bottom. But
you mean, you're talking just from top to bottom, off center a little bit?
Yeah, because see, right here is shorter, and down here I have so much fabric. I'm gonna just have to make it work as close to the top as I can.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Board, and then it might be, I might have a little bit more blank fabric showing down here. I mean, I'm entering the fair for fun. I'm not entering because I think I win anything. It's just kind of something I've always wanted to do. But I think it's going to fit nice, and I think it's going to be a really pretty color.
Yeah.
Here I am.
I like it.
I think it's going to be nice. And the lovely thing is that we walked into Hobby Lobby and all the frames were 50% off that day, which that is what I was hoping. So
always nice.
I got that humongous frame for $30.
That's a good deal. I miss working on that piece.
I know. I love it. And I have wanted to frame it. So it's the perfect time.
It gave you the motivation to do it. The fair gave you the motivation.
I really need to wash it, which I'm nervous about, even though it's all, well, no, it's not all DMC.
No,
I think I'm just going to do lukewarm water or cold, just really gentle. I'm not going to do any scrubbing.
No.
Cross my fingers.
I wonder if you could do if you could use the Eucalan.
Yeah, I do have some of that. That would probably be the only detergent I would try on this.
Yeah. Eucalan, if you don't know, is kind of a cleanser for knitwear.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
so it's a no rinse. You just soak it and then.
But I definitely would do cold. I wouldn't even do lukewarm.
Not even lukewarm, cold.
No, I've seen several people recently on different Facebook groups and Instagram that have, washed their things on lukewarm and they've bled.
I'm not even sure I want to wash it, honestly. I'm just so nervous. I feel like I need to because I worked on it for so long, although it doesn't smell. When I first finished it and it was always in a bag, I feel like it probably had my oil from my hands or whatever. It's been
They're probably not going to be smelling it when they judge it.
That's probably not.
But
when I stick it up to my nose, I don't smell anything, so I don't think they're going to be smelling. So I might just not wash it. It's not dirty. There's nothing.
Well, honey, hold it up again.
There's no reason. It's not like I have any stains or spills.
You don't have a ton of red on there. It's the reds and the dark blues and the blacks, and you used DMC black, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I did. I just have 310.
And you got the pink and a little bit of red in those flowers. I think you might be okay. I wouldn't leave it in there very long.
Yeah, it might be like a dip, gentle, not ring, but I'm gonna probably roll it up and
roll it in a towel.
like I do with my
Yeah.
knitting, and then I'm thinking
And then-
hang dry.
Yep, I hang dry it with clothespins.
I'm so nervous about washing this piece because I like really will be very upset if colors bleed on it. Normally I don't care that much, like, oh well, it's
Yeah.
but I love this piece and I worked on it.
I feel like if you had more of the reds, you'd have more. And you know, if one of those muted colors bleeds, it's probably not going to show anyway on your fabric.
True. That's true. So wish me luck. That's my goal this week, is to frame that. And then the girls have, Rosie has a little tiny, her little postage stamp one that you gave her, the pen pal. We're going to do that one in the fair. So she picked out a tiny little bright pink frame that matches the colors perfectly. That'll be cute. So maybe next week we'll have some FFOs to show.
Where did you get a piece of sticky board big enough for that?
Well, I need to see, I have, my sticky board I think might be that size, but I need to go look.
Where did you get it though?
Amazon.
Oh,
I think I have not gotten it out to measure it. So that's the next hurdle I need to see today. That was my plan. I was going to
you might have to go get foam core and pin it.
If it doesn't, then I'll do foam core, which I've done before. I just don't think it's as easy to frame.
Hobby Lobby have foam core?
I feel like I used to get it at Michael's sometimes.
Yes. Okay.
But
yeah,
I
get it
just
at Michael's.
have to look around to make sure I can find it. But
Yeah.
I'm looking at this and picturing my big piece of sticky board. I don't know. I should just go get it. Let's see. But nobody's around. I'm not going to send anybody down. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed it might be the exact fit. If not, I will have to figure out what to do. So those are my plans, is to do that.
Yeah.
To get framing done and then register those. That's pretty much my main
Yeah.
plans for the week. And then fill out my AB Singo chart, because that'll be starting not by next Sunday, but a couple days after.
Wednesday.
It'll
The
be
first is
time.
going to be on a Wednesday, a week from Wednesday.
So we have about a week and a half to do that. And a lot of my plans involve school planning this week. Lydia's getting a haircut. You know, there's a lot of non-stitching plans I have to deal with.
I have a dentist appointment
Join the club,
for a filling.
the daily dentist appointment club.
I don't want to go. I texted a reply, yes, I'll be there. And I'm like, why did I do that?
Of course you need to go. Don't put it off.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to do that. And I think part of why I haven't had it in me to pull out my AB singles, I'm going to go through my whips. All my whips. And I was going to sort through that stuff anyway and kind of see if there's anything I could weed out. I feel like I just did that and there was nothing I really wanted to get rid of, even though I know I'm not going to stitch all that stuff. So I need to get more realistic and a little more brutal.
As you start your hate.
Yeah, I'm not gonna have time for these little projects anymore. But yeah, I've got so many whips, and I think it's really the whips that are bogging me down, because there's some that have been in there, they've been languishing, and I'm like, I kind of still like them, but do I like them enough that I ever pull them out to work on them?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the answer I have to get.
Send me pictures that you feel like that about, and I'll say, I'll take that one.
I will. I won't throw them away. But I think that's kind of why I haven't been in the mood to do it, because I know I'm going to have to tackle that. And I also, okay, hold on. So my floss storage method.
First of all, I just want to say, I really love how we just totally keep it real here, because I just looked behind you and Dad's backpack's on the chair. I don't know what the heck all that stuff is, but it just looks like lived in.
Yes.
Let me just tell you, this is what's awesome. We've got couple milking pails, crate with Play-Doh and puppets and a book. And these are probably a project I'm never going to finish for the girls. I'm not sure what I need to get for these stepping stones. Stuff to be filed, a game that needs to be fixed and returned to our friend, an external hard drive that I don't think we'll ever use because they can't figure out how to work it. I think it's like needs something. And
anyway, Dad had a terrible time.
Think we have our stuff together. We don't. It's
no, that mess right there is actually my Swift and yarn winder.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And some knitting projects. There's a knitting bag right there with a sweater in it that I've never finished for myself. My cowl is in a bag right in that basket there.
Okay.
There's a couple of gold frames right here because I'm in the process of buying 5 gold frames to put. I was going to tell you, send me your favorite picture of each girl separate because they're each going to have their own frame.
Oh, cute.
My vacuum seal bags are down there in the blue. Yes, and Dad's backpack and blankets and a pillow. Sorry. But anyway, my floss.
We don't worry too much.
Like this. It was piled in this basket and it's ripping.
It's your floss? You keep floss in there? Oh. The basket's ripping? Oh, sad. I love that basket.
So, yeah, I can get another one IKEA.
Yeah, they're not expensive there.
But I took a picture today. I could not get all my floss in here anymore.
Yeah. Mine's like spilling out of the basket.
And so this all goes along with this organizational thing that I got going. So now you'll love this. This is my floss.
That's better. That's better.
It's better, but I'm sure people like Janet Dix would just cringe at this because I think a lot of those people have like hanging methods where their flosses are all hanging.
You know what we need? We need, you know, when you go to the store, like a L&S, and they have like drawers for each. That's what we need. We just each need one of those organized with tiny little drawers.
There you go.
And tiny, like that's what I need. I would really prefer that than my bag system, honestly. That it's working, but
I know
like, the rings pop off, and then I have loose flossaways everywhere because for some reason it comes on.
Yeah, I just and this is just easier. This is the best I've ever had it, the easiest I've ever had it because I a few years ago went through. I used to have everything by color. So I'd have one bag of blue, one bag of green. Well, that was really handy when you were looking for one specific color.
Yeah,
I don't know which bag I would have put this in. So I went through and did them all by decades, right? So at least now if I need a 700, I just go pull the 700 bag out and I just have to search through it. Sometimes I'm not sure exactly what color it is. I'll Google it on my phone. I'll say DMC 370 and pop up the picture so I know exactly what I'm looking for when I'm digging through that.
Yeah, right.
So, but that was something I threw together yesterday. I actually had an empty crate in my bedroom. I thought, I can't get these flosses back in here.
Yeah.
Ziplocs have air in them, so they don't.
Yeah. Which flossaways don't. That is a benefit of flossaways because they have holes, like a hole.
Yeah.
So they seal, but they don't. I have thought about that many times when I'm organizing my floss or adding a bag or whatever. I've thought, I love that these don't hold air like a Ziploc would.
Yeah. So that's my floss storage.
Organizing.
There's your tip. There's your friendly tip from Kim. Put them in Ziploc baggies and put them in a crate.
Do you have your baggies in bags? Is that?
No, it's just one big baggie. It's just one big. I don't have very many in flossaways.
Oh, so you just have them all by like generation.
Because I just started using flossaways and most of them are in plastic.
That's how I used to do it, but I got tired of digging through. Yes, I got tired of doing that. So that's why mine are all on flossaways, which I did at the beginning of last year. And it is a good system for me if the rings would not keep.
I also am one of those bad people that
just buys new floss.
I buy new floss for most of my projects. So I'm not digging in there very often. I'm trying to be better about it. I did dig through there and get a lot of floss for my Haid.
For me to do that.
It is. I mean, a lot of
when they were like 25 cents a skein, that felt justifiable. But now that they're like 70 cents or whatever.
Right. And I did pull a bunch out for my Haid out of there.
Yeah.
But I just tend to just go get them and redo them. I'm in a different place. I saw the funniest meme. It was something like, I'm that person that forgets to pull the meat out for the dinner. So rather than try to thaw it out, I just go to the store and get another pack.
That's you for sure. That's you for sure. Dad loves that about you.
He loves all of that about me. Okay, last night when I said something about the Haid, I go, I can't work on this tonight. I just can't work on this. He goes, you're not giving that away. He said, you have a lot of money put into that project. I'm like, okay.
Okay. Oh my gosh, that's funny.
And then today, okay, so I don't know if we've talked here before about my COVID toilet paper. So I have,
yes, we've talked about your.
okay, I have 2 Costco packs of toilet paper in my bedroom behind the door. Well, actually, it's not there anymore. I don't know where we put it.
You hid it so nobody could find it.
It's in my emergency supply if I'm ever in another pandemic. So, but we have another package it's a working package. We use it. And so today we went to Costco and I said, we need toilet paper. And he looks at me. I go, no, we really need toilet paper. He goes, no, we really don't, Kim. I said, well, of the one that we've been using, we're almost out. He goes, fine. And so I said to him later, if I die before you, this toilet paper in our bedroom is my legacy for you.
You're going to leave it in your will to someone.
I said, don't let those kids take it from you. Hey, I'm getting there. I got rid of the beans.
Yeah, to me.
Yep. I'm
Which
purging.
we have eaten some of.
Yeah. I should cook some up and just have them
Put
cooked
them in
up.
the freezer and then you can use those instead of canned beans. And they're like,
I could, yeah.
but you wouldn't remember to pull them out. So then you'd have to run to the store to get canned beans.
I got a can of beans.
Oh my gosh. Well, we had a giveaway last week, but nobody wanted
Nobody
it.
wanted it.
I'm going to tuck it away for spring. I have a feeling when you pull out violets in the spring, maybe there'll be some interest.
Oh yeah. Yeah. But we do have a new giveaway for today. And the word is going to be sheep. And it is a shepherd's bush to motivate people to do our start along. Shepherd's bush start along. It is do you hear? It's kind of hard to see. But it is a sheep with this wild, funny stocking hat on.
What's the black thing? Is it a scarf? What is that coming off of its like neck?
It's a holly right here.
Oh, is it a
It's
button?
a holly button.
Oh,
I
it's
think
just
a
like
holly
right
button.
showing the leaves. Okay.
Yeah, the button doesn't come with it.
Right.
It's a holly button and a little red bead on the end of his hat. You have to get. Yeah, it doesn't come with that. But that's like a green holly leaf.
So we're doing this in honor of our start along, like Mom said.
Yeah.
And we're going to start it on my birthday, which is September 18th. And it's low key. If you have a shepherd's bush you want to start or you've been working on, we don't really care if it's a new start or a current project. And then we decided the way there'll be a little prize that we'll draw for participants at the end. So we'll reiterate this when it's closer, but just so you know, we're starting on September 18th. Take a picture at that time and then take a picture on October 31st to just show your start and your progress, and you can email it to us. And then we'll put all those, assign a number and put all the numbers in and draw a number for a prize.
And I will probably have a shepherd's bush prize.
That would be a shepherd's bush prize.
Oh, you don't have to finish your project. Just show us the
just a start along. It's not even
yeah.
No time deadline to finish it. So we thought we'd give away this, and we may have another shepherd's bush giveaway coming up in case you don't have one that you might want to start.
Yeah. You can get, by the way, you can get shepherd's bush on 1-2-3 Stitch, but you can also call them. Shepherd's bush does not do online orders that I've ever found, but they're super prompt. If you go on their website, they've got everything loaded on there, and see what you want and call them. It comes fast. They're really, really fast to ship. My husband ordered many things from them, huh?
They're really sweet in there.
Yeah, they're very sweet.
Which I can say because I've actually been there, which I love.
And I want to go back.
Me too.
I want to spend more time and money in there. But yeah. So that's that housekeeping issue.
With our giveaway and our start along.
Use the word sheep again. Just use the word sheep if you want this. And what this says is, do you hear? It's just a little sheep. Do you hear? It's kind of I do love the little trees.
Is it like finished with a satin ribbon trim kind of also?
Yes.
That is a cute finish too.
Yeah. A lot of their scissor fobs have that on them.
So it's little bitty.
Just a little mini.
Really cute.
But it would be a cute giveaway.
That'll be really cute.
Our little stitch along thing. Is that
What?
about it?
What are you reading? You still reading? No, well, let's see. You were reading a short story. for a while.
I'm still reading that.
I remember
I
this.
did buy a book.
Signature.
Well, I did order after, I don't know what I was reading. Oh, there
Well,
was
you
a
were
book
reading last summer on something street was one you had picked up.
last summer.
It was called like the last summer on some street, and it was like about people being removed from their home.
Oh yeah, I haven't gone back to that
You
one.
didn't go back to that one. Oh, okay.
It's still on my Kindle. I will. I just haven't,
Yeah.
I haven't read a ton this week.
Yeah.
But I was reading Jenny Schiller's Small Things blog. She is a knitter and kind of I wouldn't call them homesteaders, but they live kind of out in the country in Virginia. There's 9 kids. She has a little Etsy shop. She makes soaps and some hand dyed yarn. Anyway, she has just kind of I don't know, it was kind of an interesting blog. And I went back to kind of reread some of hers. And she was talking about some of the books because she's a real reader. And I remembered we talked about this before. And I don't know where my copy of this is, and I wanted my own copy, but I did order A Tree Grows in Brooklyn.
I should probably read that.
Yeah, it's not a cheery read.
Yeah, no, I know. That's why
I think it's a very melancholy read. And I kind of opened the book at one point, and when I got it, and I was just kind of skimming it, like in the middle, and I'm like, what? And there's a scene where there's a mama who had an unwed mom, and this was back in the 40s or 30s. I think it's the 40s. And the neighborhood ladies are just nasty to her in this little scene. And they start throwing rocks at her.
Oh my gosh.
And one of the rocks, she's pushing her baby carriage with her baby in it. And one of the rocks hits the baby in the forehead and starts to bleed. And then all the moms they're just mortified that they did that.
Yeah.
Right. And they scatter. But I remember thinking, I don't remember that when I read this book before. So
Stuff may
anyway.
hit you in a different way.
Yeah. So anyway, I wanted a good copy of it. So, and
Pretty cover.
it is a pretty cover. The paper is a little thin. I don't know why they've done that. And then I did order kind of I bought a fluff book at Costco today.
A fluff book.
A fluff book. What's it called? Oh, I can't remember the name of it now. It's about it's not chick lit, but it's not heavy literature either. I think it's about a woman that's I think she's an editor or a writer, and she just seems to have bad luck with men, and she goes home. I think it sounds like she goes home to be with her sister and for the summer or something, and while she's there, she runs into this guy. I got some lint on me, it's bugging me. Runs into this guy in the town for some reason, and he's like a rival editor, and he's not really a real nice guy, but they know each other and they keep running into each other. I mean, I think eventually they end up having a little romance. So I thought, oh, that sounds like a summer read, even though summer's almost over.
Yeah. Like a little beach read. That one is
beach read. Yeah, but I am reading the Signal one, the short story with the time travel in it.
Yeah.
But I'm not very far into it. I mean, I should be done with it, for crying out loud. It's a short story.
Yeah, you should probably be. I've linked, I think, all the recent recommendations and things that we're reading on our GoodReads account. I just finished a book in 2 weeks, which I think is like miraculous because I never read that fast. I'm just not a fast reader because I don't have a lot of time to read. So, but I read this book from the motivation.
I was telling Dad about this.
2 weeks. I had it checked out for 2 weeks. So I was like, I'm doing it. I could have just bought it, but by then I was like committed. Look at this cover though. Isn't it beautiful?
It is, but your dad looked at me when I was explaining that to him. He goes, what?
It is. So I was thinking as I was reading it, like, what would I compare this to? I would call it sort of a feminist manifesto.
Yeah.
If you've ever read anything by maybe Charlotte Perkins Gilman. She wrote The Yellow Wallpaper, which is a short story kind of about, I don't remember if it's postpartum depression or just depression as a woman. She also wrote a book called Herland, which is kind of like a, the setting is totally different than this book, but I feel like the themes are kind of the same. Like, yeah, this book is very bizarre. It's, I think, just highly symbolic. So as these women like become dragons, I think it's kind of symbolic. I don't want to ruin it for anybody who would read it. Yeah. But I think the symbolism is sort of what it's like when women are given power over their lives versus like when it starts, it's in the 50s, 60s era where women kind of weren't. Like women weren't as much in higher education. They weren't necessarily encouraged to go on for higher education, kind of earlier, but around that time, there was still sort of that perspective, at least.
Especially in certain parts of the country.
It's certain parts of the country. And this book is not like the real world. So this, I mean, it feels like the real world with these kind of magical elements.
Magical realism, kind of magical.
Yeah. So, but it's all very, very symbolic of like the oppression that women would be experiencing, especially women who are really academically inclined, who would have gone on to have careers. And so, I mean, it's not at all like, what's that book where the women, or what's that movie that we were just talking about a month or two ago, that we just watched that movie with the girls about the women who work at NASA, the African-American women.
Oh, Hidden Figures.
Hidden Figures. I mean, it's not the same, but kind of those same themes, like when people are empowered, it can be for good. And so anyways, it was really interesting. It's all about kind of secret keeping and sort of the devastation that can come with a lot of secret keeping that would have been.
Did it have a good ending?
Yeah. I wouldn't say it's a bittersweet ending.
But it's satisfactory.
I felt satisfied when I finished it. Yeah. I wasn't sure how it was going to end the whole time. Like, wasn't sure if the main character was going to dragon or not, or, like, it does explore a lot of themes of like sort of under the surface. There's kind of, in addition to, I think, some of the feminism, there is some gender and sexuality things being explored in terms of like just the women relating to one another and things. So that was interesting to read. Her writing style is just so gripping and engaging to me. Very different than her children's books.
In this book, is there only one dragoning event, or are women dragoning all the time?
All the time. Well, yeah, I don't think it's really spoiling anything to say that they're kind of word dragoning, then there's a mass dragoning, and then they kind of continue to kind of dragon, but nobody talks about this. Like, people just disappear. And then there's kind of like maybe going to be another mass dragon. So it's sort of like it has been happening through history, but it's always really suppressed. So a lot of information suppression by politics and academia and things where it wouldn't be safe to discuss those things.
Gotcha.
It was interesting. I read the author's note at the end, and basically she wrote this book. It was going to be a short story that somebody asked her to write a short story about something like this. She realizes, and some of it was related to something that was happening in politics at the time that just made her super angry. And so she was kind of setting out to write a little bit about rage and what to do with it. And her author's note says this ends up not really being a book about rage, although there is rage in it, but more about just the world. And anyway, it was interesting to read her note of like, oh yeah, I could see those themes easily as I was reading it. It definitely came through. So I think I'll go back to reading Misery now. Another nice fluffy read. But I put it aside.
So beyond.
Super different than this book. I put it aside so I could read this while I had it from the library, but now I'm reading Misery. So that's what I've been reading. I'm proud of myself for finishing it. I really didn't think I would. I just don't read that fast. So I feel like a sense of accomplishment.
No, I was trying to make a concerted effort a while ago before I went in to get ready for bed, just not scrolling anymore, going right to bed and picking up my Kindle. And then I fell off the lazy train and I'm laying in bed scrolling and
Oh yeah, that's not good for your sleep.
thinking I'll just do that for a minute or I'll play my game for a minute and then I'll read. And then by the time I've done that for 5 minutes, I'm tired.
And then you fall asleep. Oh.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't.
It doesn't keep me awake, but I just kill time and I don't need to because it's not like I don't look at my phone all evening.
Right.
Nothing's really new.
Right.
I don't know. It's just a habit. It's just a bad habit.
Not a good one.
No, it's not. It's not. So I hope maybe I'll have a good report next week on my book. Maybe.
Okay.
My plans really are dentist appointment and grocery shopping and getting my ABC to go. My magazine monthly is almost done. I've almost met all my goals for that. Oh, I have not met my WIPCO goal though.
Oh, you haven't.
That's
I
not
haven't. Did you see Candy's comment that beads are not a reward for WIPCO?
I did. I laughed, Candy. Thank you.
Thank
Maybe she'll
you.
listen to you. She won't listen to me.
Well, I just don't think I have the funds to do anything much for a prize.
No.
That's okay. I did finish my WIPCO, but I am still working on my magazine monthly. Oh, and that reminds me, I was going to mention this earlier. If you're still watching, I mentioned earlier that I want to create something. It could be seasonal. Oh, I can't get my hand to go the right way. On this beam. So see how I have this skinny little beam. This is my front door. The mess I showed you earlier. Really nice when you first walk into the door and see that. It's really nice. Then there's this beam and it goes up from the floor all the way to the ceiling. And I was thinking how nice it would be. I think I would put it facing this side so I see it, not on the other side when you walk in the door. I want to see it.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here. But it is about 3 inches, I think, wide. So if you have any band sampler or skinny bell pull pattern recommendations that I might want to look into, I found a couple that might work if I stitched them over one on 32 count, but I don't know.
Oh, no.
I mean, I could do it. I'm stitching 1 over 1 on my alpaca farm, which is, I think, on 36 count. It's tiny.
1 over 1 on 36?
Yeah, it's tiny. Maybe it's 32, but I think it's 36. So I could do that. That's an option that I can.
Yeah.
So if you have any recommendations, it would be fun to do a seasonal pattern series and switch it out, or holiday. Like Victoria Sampler has so many cute seasonal ones. They might work if I stitched them over one, just stitched really small. But let me know if you have recommendations. It doesn't have to be welcome. It could be, seasonal, or just, I've thought, it'd be pretty to hang something right there.
I was thinking about stitching at the cabin. She's got that floral bell pull going, but that's way too wide.
It's too wide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even think knocking it down to 1 over 1 would make it.
Yeah, I know. I started looking a little bit on 1, 2, 3 stitch, but I didn't find anything I for sure was like, yep, that's the thing. I'm making a note to link all the different people we've mentioned. I got everything.
Yeah, I can't think of anything off the top of my head.
That's okay.
Pretty
But maybe
skinny.
somebody has stitched something really skinny.
Maybe. Yeah.
All right.
I have that bell pull that Aunt Nancy stitched for
I
me.
thought of that one. Yeah. Something like that. That's
I
skinny.
think it's about this wide.
I know.
That
I
might
feel like
be-
that one might be about 2 inches, maybe 2.5 to 3.
Yeah. So there
But
might
the
be something.
pattern is smaller than that. So something like that. And it could be a little welcome pole that lives up there all year. I don't know. I just want something kind of decorative and cute.
Yeah.
Especially since I film here. It'd be kind of fun. Well,
At first I thought there were markings on that thing that you were marking the girls' heights.
no, it's just scratched up. It's just kind of weathered and scratched because I don't know how old that is.
Yeah.
I think this area I think used to be an outdoor front porch.
Okay, and they
then
closed it in.
Closed it, and I think made it I don't know how they used to have stairs going down. And maybe they had stairs and then a porch on this side. That's the stairs to our basement and our laundry room. So I think that might have been like a post. Maybe this whole thing might have been a porch actually, where I'm sitting at one time. That sounds right. So that might have been like
Yeah.
I'm not sure. This house has gone through many iterations over the last 100 years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it has.
Well,
Okay.
thanks for watching. Yeah. Let us know if you're joining in with the Shepherd's Bush SAL start along. We would
Yes.
love to have you. Anything else?
I think so. We don't have any, we just did our Zoom meetup, so we don't.
No
Maybe-
real announcements.
No.
Okay.
Okay, well, have a good stitchy week. Love you.